And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our game tonight in the Illinois Division A League of Legends series between Noda and Marion. I am here. I am DJ, joined by Mercenary tonight. Mercenary, I am really excited. We've got a best-of-3 series here between two of the teams in Div A, and I'm super excited to see what they're bringing out tonight.
I am excited as well, DJ. This is definitely going to be a fun and exciting match here. As soon as we can work out these technical problems here. Fun little problems, always fun. But I'm definitely excited to see what these two titans of teams can handle out. They're currently sitting at 5th and 7th, respectively, but both of them have proven their worth time and time again from matches before that we have seen them here in the Illinois Division A.
Yes, they have. They've definitely both been a part of some exciting games, although both of them find themselves midway down the table in Illinois Division A. So definitely we'll be looking to pick up some momentum tonight to climb back up those standings towards playoff spots. Not sure, Mercenary, remind us, what are playoff rules here for this league?
Playoff rules for this league? Well, it's pretty much the same as normal for GGLeagues. This is going to be a best-of-3 match here tonight. Pretty much no standard League of Legends rules. Teams do have a choice for pro draft. We normally do enjoy it when they go for pro draft, but it looks like these guys are not going to be going for it tonight. But pretty much normal league rules as per usual, and no cheeky stuff and whatnot. Final destination, no items as per usual.
Classic. do gotta love that. But how many teams make it in from the league?
I'm pretty sure it's about 6 teams. It kind of depends on each league. I know for the Michigan League Division C, it was about 6 teams last year when I was a part of that. But depending on the amount of teams, we will set up charts accordingly. It's normally about 6, and if there's a lot of teams, about 8 teams, and they'll slowly but surely work their way to the finals. Normally the finals will be in person at a local university in the area or the state. But unfortunately, due to Corona, we're not going to be doing that, and it's all going to be online, so everyone can watch and enjoy from the comfort of their homes.
That makes a ton of sense, but of course, these two teams kind of sitting down there around what could be that bubble area, depending on the league. So, I'm sure we'll be looking to get a win and make sure that that spot is safe for those playoffs.
Indeed, they do have a good chunk of time left in their season. I'm definitely excited to see how they're going to turn up, and who knows, we've had people reverse all the way from 7th all the way up to the top of 1st. We've had a lot of interesting crazy stuff happen, especially in a division where it's some of the best in what they do. So it's definitely going to be exciting there, and honestly, I have hope for all the 8 teams. All of them are pretty amazing nonetheless, and they're all extremely exciting to watch, especially for Noda. I'm pretty sure they have this team. They also have a team in the B League who's doing extremely well. Same with Marion as well. They have been in and out during most of these divisions for Illinois, and they have definitely proven their worth time and time again.
Absolutely have here, and the players are starting to get back in our lobby here. You were mentioning before the cast, Mercenary, about the Yon trailer. What kind of champion do you think he's going to be, and what kind of players do you think are going to want to pilot him?
Oh boy. Well, Riot themselves said he's going to be a melee assassin, but based on the trailer itself, it looks like he'll be a dual-wielding swordsman. Definitely going to be exciting there. If he's going to share any inspiration from Yasuo himself, we're definitely going to see some lightning fast reflexes, but most likely no crazy wind tornadoes or anything of the such. We're probably not going to be looking at any knockups, and instead some deadly slices in the end. I'm excited nonetheless for him. He might be another crazy melee assassin that people are going to ban on cooldown no matter what happens, but he's going to be interesting. He's definitely going to shake up the world of assassins here just for a bit.
I hope so, and I hope it's not as polarizing as the current Yasuo state, or I guess the permanent Yasuo state of the game. I ban Yasuo in all of my games because of the your Yasuo, their Yasuo syndrome, and so I'm really hoping we don't get a second one of those because I don't have a second ban slot.
That is the hope, but I'm definitely interested to see what's going to happen with this character, especially because this is unprecedented. We're getting 2 well, that's a lie. It is an unprecedented 2 characters at once, but these are 2 completely different characters. While beforehand, the only one that we've gotten 2 in the same time would be Rakan and Xayah, but those were definitely for the bot lane. Meanwhile, we have Lilia also coming out, the brand new jungler who's very interesting. I've had the honor of testing her on the PBE here. While she is 100% AP, her abilities would say otherwise. She seems more like a character who would be diving right into combat to be able to Q and then ulti the entire team to sleep. That definitely is a strong one there. But she's more of a risk reward, and definitely from talking to a few other pro players here, is a very nice middle ground of a character, especially in Riot's development cycle, because we first got Aphelios, which I didn't know you needed a master's degree to learn how to play. But and then we got Set, who honestly a fourth grader could just press buttons and probably do extremely well. Not to say anything bad against Set players, but he's not exactly a super complicated character. But Lilia is in the dead middle. She's a lot more, her abilities are rather simple, but a lot of power behind her comes from trying to figure out what you want to do next. Do you want to risk diving an entire team to get that slow at the cost of possibly your death, or do you want to keep playing here? But as I've been rambling on and on about these new characters, we are going to be starting up this match here in just a couple seconds. Definitely exciting as the chats are having a great time here. And we're starting. Okay, yay.
And we will finally hop into pick and ban here. Hopefully did enjoy some of that information about our two upcoming champions, but unfortunately will not be able to see them tonight. Give it a couple of weeks or until the playoffs or next season, and we will get to see those. But as we start here, we will see a classic champion or a couple of classic champions here banned out as Zac and Olaf off the table.
Definitely some strong junglers coming out there. And speaking of Aphelios from beforehand, there he is again. A completely complicated ADC nonetheless, but definitely a strong one in any play whatsoever. But once again, two strong junglers off the map. Zac, great for team fighting and definitely a strong tank. And Olaf, just, you don't want an Olaf running at your face. I don't think anyone does.
As Cloud9 found out the hard way this weekend, of course.
Oh, yes, they definitely did. And another interesting ban coming out here is going to be the Lux ban. A mid ban, well, she's reasonably strong, but you don't really see her around. That might be a targeted ban over towards Noda here.
And as mentioned earlier, here is our Yasuo ban. Not sure if Noda is holding to the same your Yasuo, their Yasuo's I guess Bible that I do, but that's a ban I can get behind.
Definitely as well. And there's going to be a second mid ban, once again, most likely targeted towards Noda's mid laner here. Ziggs, great for just tower pushing and just being overall destructive. If you don't want to leave a lane with a Ziggs in it, and so you definitely don't want to have to deal with him in the end. Since I can see on the first pick, it looks like it'd be the hover of Varus. Varus, interesting pick right now, especially because he got nerfed pretty heavily recently. He's dropping down to a little bit mid tier. He's definitely not a bad character. You do have his attack speed build still going for him, but lethality Varus is kind of a thing of the past at this moment in time.
I would think so, especially if you are a follower of the Freak Show. He declared that champion pretty much dead today, just earlier today on his show, and we will get the Ashe in response to that. Varus, Ashe rising up a ton in priority with her good matchup into Aphelios, the nerfs towards Varus, and just her ability to have strong lane and poke. She is definitely now a fully meta champion. But yeah, as you mentioned, very interesting. Might be falling back to comfort on this lethality Varus, but the stats definitely not going to be what they once were, as Nuno and Willip will round out the first round there for Marion. So a pretty strong tanky jungler in that Nuno, although it could be the AP mid Nuno we've been seeing recently in high diamond master, grandmaster, challenger in a lot of regions around the world.
Hey, we are in that elo right now, so it could happen. Who knows? No one knows for sure. That would definitely be an exciting match to happen there. But meanwhile, for the jungle side, over for Noda, it's going to be the J4. J4, an amazing jungler nonetheless. Definitely able for some great dives and whatnot. Great for team fights as well, being able to knock up and at least trap a few enemies with him in a cage. And it looks like a strong support's going to be over for Varus. It's going to be the Mage Karma. Well, it could be a support here, actually. Thinking about it now, Karma can also go mid and top, but you do not see her that much in mid anymore, unless you have a Faker clone on your team, and which I do not believe they do. And then rounding out for Marion here, it's going to be Thresh. That's going to be the Ashe Thresh combo, an absolutely terrifying duo down in the bot lane. So we're definitely going to be wanting to watch what happens down there.
I do like the themes and the pace of the draft so far here. Marion going with a pretty stock standard, very strong bot lane throughout most of the game. Noda going for a more distinct strategy, definitely looking for a poke bot lane here, try to pressure this duo out. They will be strong definitely through mid game and likely the late mid game, but will fall off a little bit in the late game. But as you mentioned, this Karma can go mid, can go top, although given their current composition, they'll definitely need an attack speed character of some sort if they're going to play that Karma mid. Really tough to carry a team composition with Poke Varus and a Karma trying to support that with no attack speed.
Definitely, and as we're rounding out the bans here, we're gonna have the Wukong ban who got nerfed recently, but still overall a strong top laner. Sejuani is gonna be the last one for Noda here. She recently got buffed on her E, especially with cooldown for freezing people. A strong jungler nonetheless, as they think the Nudu might be actually the mid lane. And over on the side from Marion, we're gonna have the Orianna ban and the Volibear ban. Volibear seeing a lot more strength after his weaker start here, and Orianna overall great team fighting mid laner. And it looks like you were right, it's gonna be the Nunu mid as we have Kha'Zix picked out for the jungle overside from Marion.
And I am excited, and I think the mid laner of Noda is not excited, because if what I've heard about Nunu mid lane is true, he will clear the wave and he will leave your lane and roam, and it is really hard to deal with. So I don't think it's going to be a very fun game for whoever the mid laner is on the side of Noda. On another note here, I was kind of joking earlier, but it does look to me like Marion has watched the Freak Show, because he, while claiming that Varus was dead, also claimed that Kha'Zix is certified strong. And here is Kha'Zix on the side of Marion. I think this is one of the first Kha'Zix I've seen while casting the league so far. So definitely someone either been playing it in solo queue or kind of finding a spot pick, as Kha'Zix has been rising in strength with both some buffs to himself and some nerfs to enemy junglers. But wow, we're going to see a Quinn here come out on the side of Noda.
That is definitely an interesting one there. You don't see Quinn very often anymore, especially in this league. So it looks like the roundout's going to be a Karma mid, Quinn top, Varus and Lulu bot lane, and a Drive-In for the jungle. Not much in the way of tank power, but they definitely have a lot of damage. And they have roaming in the form of that Quinn, so that should definitely be interesting. Now, looks like going to be rounding out here from Marion. It's going to be the hover of the Mordekaiser, and with 1 second left, Mordekaiser will be going to the top lane against that Quinn, which, oh boy, that Quinn is going to have to time out those E's like no tomorrow. And going over for the round out there, Mordekaiser top, Thresh Ash bot lane, Nunu mid, and Kha'Zix jungle. This is a very interesting game, and personally here, I'm a bit more terrified of Marion's team, namely the fact is I have no idea what Nunu does in the jungle. I have yet to actually, not Nunu in the jungle, Nunu mid. I have yet to see Nunu mid in any of my games, and I'm pretty scared of that. What are you thinking with a little bit of time left here? What are you thinking is going to be happening here today, DJ?
I'm very excited to cast this game. I am very excited to see the Nunu be played mid. I cannot wait. I think there's going to be a lot of running around. I think Quinn has to kind of be the carry on the side of Noda, which is a really interesting strategy. They've got the Lulu and the Karma to support her, and I don't think that Varus is going attack speed, although he could. But we will see what happens as when we see on the other side of our caster break here before the game.
And welcome back, GGLeagues fans, to this wonderful best of 3 in the Illinois Division A. Over on the blue side, we have Noda University. And then over on the blue, over on the red, oh my goodness, we have Marion Varsity Esports Blue. Definitely an exciting matchup here for this Division A. My name is Mercenary, and joining me as always going to be DJ. How are you doing today, bud?
Absolutely great, Mercenary. I am excited for this game. As I was rambling on before the caster break, I am super excited to see this new mid be played, and he has got his W ready and revving to go, and he is already running into the enemy jungle here.
So this is the power of the new mid, huh? Definitely exciting. But it looks like he unfortunately missed anyone, as members were able to back up with a ward drop. J4 is going to be backing, and looks like he's going to be rotating over to his top side. Though, unfortunately, Marion never dropped a single ward over there. But Quinn is looking for some vision herself. She got it. She got the vision. She's backing out, and I think everyone's going to stay safe in the end. But, okay, cool. I was a bit worried that Lulu was going to be going mid, but I guess it's going to be the Karma men. Okay, we're good.
As they're kind of joking, I think, you can see some benefits or some negatives to having either Karma or Lulu be support or mid, but in reality, they kind of function as the same thing for this team comp. They're both going to be supporting either this attack speed Varus or this Quinn at various points of the game. So whichever one you feel more comfortable with in each lane, I think is probably what they ended up going with here.
Definitely indeed. And as we're sitting here watching, and now we're seeing that power that new mid, as he's already cleared his wave, and Karma still has a backline left, and he's backing up to his lane, most likely to start another snowball run. Just that clear power is absolutely insane coming out from Nunu here.
It is only going to get worse too as he gets the next to his abilities, but Karma, is herself an excellent wave clear champion, but yeah, that's sort of the purpose of this Nunu that we've been seeing. He's going to push hard. He's going to roam out. I mean, he's still got 5 minutes left with just that one ability.
Definitely exciting there. And as we're watching down in the bot lane currently, it's pretty clear as normal. But it looks like that a slight advantage to be held by Ashe, especially if you don't want to mess with that. Oh my god, that snowball. I've never seen this. I mean, the solid damage is laying out on top of Nunu, but I've never seen a Nunu mid before. I have yet to have that power in my lane. Nunu on the top lane, a little bit of skirmish happening.
Boy.
I'm getting a kill from it though.
Caught top side with that E, but able to dash out. Karma going in here with the E shield and the W chain. We'll get a nice trade-off here. One interesting thing to note is the Nunu's actually Dark Harvest Nunu, which I'm not sure if that's usually the rune choice. I'm pretty sure most people go Aftershock on the Nunu, but maybe a little personal tech here for John the G.
Maybe he wants a little bit of extra power under his belt. Who knows? And it looks like that's going to be starting here in just a second as they're diving in.
He's going to be doing a lot of damage here with the E and the Q. She's rooted up. Here comes the Jarvan in behind, and they're going to get first blood.
Absolutely exciting there.
You want the Harlan, man, Saber Destroyer. 1,000 petals going low here. The Ashe should be able to finish her off. Hunted down by the Varus. Going to flash away here and will get away safely. So a nice response there from Marion. Apologize for cutting you off there, Mercenary, but a lot of action here in the early parts of the game as he's getting run down here by this duo. We'll have to flash the hook. Good timing on the flash, but excellent pressure here from Marion's bot lane of Cappuccino and Destroyer.
Definitely fine there. Absolutely insane. A bit of a trade-off there. Nunu actually started that fight in mid, but ended up losing it as he dove under tower with extremely low health, trying to run from that J4. But meanwhile, in that bot lane, though, Ashe was able to just absolutely true through. And so it was a definitely interesting fight happening there. Yeah.
More engages happening in the mid lane here. Nunu taking a bad trade once again, and might be a little bit behind after that. Decent gank, wraparound gank from Jadkins, helping with that kill there from Karma. I'm not sure if it was a solo kill or did get an assist with Smite.
Looks like he did actually get an assist there with the Smite. Tracking that one up to Karma having an extra bit of power, but it looks like, speaking Drake-wise right now, we're going to have that Ocean Drake coming in about 15 seconds. Nunu is not in the jungle, so he will not be able to immediately dive over there and clear it out. But power overall here, we might be looking for another pick from Kha'Zix, as he's actually starting to rotate down towards the bot lane right now.
A lot of control here from the Marion side again, as this Nunu's just able to clear the wave. He's got priority around this dragon area. Cappuccino also has the wave frozen in front of her turret, so Thresh able to roam, and that gives Submissive here on the Kazakhs a lot of freedom. They're going to start it up.
That looks almost uncontested, but we have a control ward placement coming out here from the J4. 3 members are lining up top.
Go in here. This is risky.
He realized too much risk in it, dove out, and it looks like that Drake's gonna go completely uncontested over to Marion here for their first Drake of the match. Then Infernal Drake coming up in about 5 minutes here.
Yeah, so we'll get either the Mountain or Cloud Soul, and nobody wants to see that Cloud Soul, but Mountain Soul slightly boring as well, just to get that passive shield, but will be some buffs that I'm sure Marion will be looking for to stack up with this sort of early game pressure that will be derived from this wave clearing new to mid pick and a bot lane that is ahead already.
Definitely, indeed. The Cloud Drake actually would definitely be a solid pick for these teams here, especially for over the side of Marion.
Quinn, level 6 are going to find Submissive in the jungle. Everything up, and now she's going to be caught by John the G. Let's have the support of Djox on the Karma. Falling really low. It's probably going to go down here with the flash auto. Resiliency will pick up the kill on John the G.
Absolutely clean there coming out from Resiliency here. Had the flash to get that extra damage off, but it's definitely worth it, giving them a little bit more leeway in the top lane there. The farm's already pretty even. John the G he's trying to get these picks right now, but unfortunately he's not ending up with anything. He doesn't have the damage numbers just yet.
Nothing quite doing, and just a little bit disrespectful there, trying to go in and potentially help his Kazakhs. Always first instinct to go help your jungler when he's in trouble, but no way for the Mordekaiser to follow the level 6 Quinn there, and really easy for Jadkins on the Jarvan to show up for support as well, and it's just a 3v2 the entire time, so Noda with that man up, able to get a kill there and slow Submissive down on his jungle pathing.
I was a bit surprised there. I wasn't expecting the Varus Q to hit on top of Thresh, but it didn't do that much damage. Again, without lethality Varus, those Qs aren't as deadly anymore. Definitely something to watch out for in the end. Looking around the map right now, we have some roaming coming out from Marion. They definitely have that advantage, especially with the Nunu, who's actually starting a snowball run towards the bot lane here. Maybe something's going to happen.
Oh, nice flash flares. A teleport here coming from top lane. 1,000 Petals flashes out. Fox a little isolated, but not going to get engaged upon here, as the Jarvan's here as well. Nice ultimate from Jadkins. Marion's going low here. Here's the Nunu ult trying to zone them out. Will get a lot of damage out, and it's going to actually take Jadkins down. Here comes the Ash Arrow. Going to save John the G. They're going to get on top of Djox. He's going to go down too. They might get 1,000 Petals, and that's 3. Can they get Earthrider as well? Not quite, but well played for Marion, as they keep all of their health bars ticking despite going down into double digits. Nobody dies on the side of Marion, and they take down 3 on the side of Noda.
It looked a little bit of a screw up there, especially after the flash from 1,000 Petals right through the snowball without it landing on anyone. But John the G was able to turn it around, especially with that ulti. J4 diving in actually put him at a disadvantage, because all John the G had to do is like, I'm gonna press the ulti button and everything's gonna work out. But a little bit engage coming out from Resiliency in the mid lane is gonna spell the trouble, and the Nunu is going to have to back up. But that fight was a masterclass from Varian right there, especially with Destroyer able to get Cappuccino out of the way of harm, and just solid damage all around. It was a well-played fight there, and it looks like we're going to have a bit of a shove, especially with that newly gained Rift Herald for Marion as well.
Should be able to take a good amount of this top lane turret here. Is pulled down. Are they going to try and take a couple plates here first as Resiliency headed back to lane? Looks like the Mordekaiser are just going to teleport out here. As Resiliency comes back, he's going to get canceled. Djox is here. We're going to have a fight. Nice Mantra Q. Oh, Submissive just goes down instantly to that Mantra Q and W from Djox. And now, hide on Bush Light in a tough situation here. We're going to ult the Quinn. Now inside, just 3 people here for Noda. 2 people waiting outside. He's going to try and take down Resiliency, but not quite going to get enough damage. And Jadkins and Djox can combine to take him down there as he comes out of the Death Realm.
They were biting off a little bit more than they could chew up in that top lane, especially they're not respecting Resilience's speed and ability there, especially the TP under tower was a bit of a late call. They were trying to time it out, but they just did not have the right timing. It was a close fight there for Bush in the Death Realm though, but Resiliency was just able to kite Bushlight enough, especially with 3 members. It wasn't going to work out in the end.
Mercenary, do you know what Bushlight was teleporting to?
It looked like he was starting to teleport down to bot lane, as the bot lane for Noda is definitely pushed up right there. But nothing's going to happen. Actually, we're going to have a little bit of a cancellation going on here as Emma's going to get flashed. And for the ulti, the Snowball's going to hit as well.
Might take him down. Oh, the full ultimate. He's going to go down as well. The full ultimate from John the G absolutely bursting Earthrider out, but will cost him his own life there as he's under turret taking a couple of shots.
Quick trade kill there. Varus is definitely not too hurt about that scenario in the end, but the gold lead is still in Marion's favor, especially from that team fight earlier. It looks like we have a shove down in bot lane here as it's a 3v3 down here. He's going to be landing and no one's going to be taking any solid damage left, but the Rift is going to take some solid stacks off that tower. It looks like we may not have any fights starting as the Drake is also up.
Bushlight just trying to absorb some pressure here from Resiliency in the top lane. Has managed to keep the CS fairly even, although Resiliency does have those 2 kills from roaming down to mid lane earlier. It does have a bit of a lead there, not quite completing the first item though. Here's another hook landing from the Destroyer. Is going to flay her back. Getting hit by the W is the Lulu. There's no ult on the Ashe right now, but getting kited out will take her down. Here comes Jadkins engaging onto the Destroyer. Going to get hit with the Varus Q and will be taken down by Jadkins. Submissive going in, trying to take down Earthrider Evan. Not quite enough damage. Ashe going to flash in with the Ranger's focus up. Will take down Earthrider and get out of turret range. Just can't get the last auto on Jadkins to take her down. But pretty well played there by both sides, and Cappuccino finishes it off strong with a flash there to take down Earthrider.
Definitely a well-placed fight there in the end. Unfortunately, Earthrider was able to get a kill under his belt, but unfortunately Marion was just too strong, had the members and the bodies down there to hold it off. We actually still have that gold lead as we're looking top lane now. Quinn is down in the bot lane, so Bushlight is able to just free push this tower up top lane with some varying degrees of success. Actually, he's out of minions. Never mind, he can't push it as much as he wants to right now at least.
Submissive here, jumping in a Dragon Pit, but I'm not sure if he really wants to start it. This Quinn has recall that is going to be able to get there much faster than the Mordekaiser should with no teleport, but they are just going for it. It looks like they're going to get it. I think it's just seeded here by Noda. Oh, Vera's going to ultimate here as this might be a fight now. John the G landing a W with some kite out. Jadkins going in though. Q lands onto John the G, ults to get the shield up. Will almost get taken down, but not quite. Earthrider Evan pretty low too. Cappuccino throwing out some autos, but Quinn is here. Thresh Q a little bit too early. 1 point connect. Oh, great engage by Jadkins. He's going to take up 3, and Resiliency's going to clean it up with a double kill.
Absolutely clean.
Huge engagement by Jarvan over the wall. Knocks up 3, and Resiliency finishes him off.
Yeah, that was just a solid fight overall there, coming up from Noda. And unfortunately, a little bit of oversight happening left and right, especially from Destroy there, actually ending up playing Earthrider right out of the ultimate. A little bit of skirmish in mid lane here, but it doesn't look like anyone's going to take any death from it. But this bottom tower is definitely going to get shoved in heavily here by Noda. But yeah, overall, they were just able to avoid the ultis and avoid that solid amount of damage, and that strong knockup coming up from Jadkins here is going to just spell the end of Marion's strong streak there, as now the gold lead has switched over to Noda University here.
Definitely going to keep that, get a nice lead off of that one fight. Marion did get the dragon, so do have those 2 dragons stacked, but again, pay the price for kind of going for that objective, knowing that they'd probably be in a 4v5 with this Quinn able to rotate much, much faster than the Mordekaiser, really with no way without the teleport to join that fight. But do have a good pressure point here, though, with this Ashe. Cappuccino piloting it as 3-1 and 4, 109 CS, highest in the game, so playing very well so far. So there may be a collapse here on Resiliency in the mid lane. Here comes Submissive, jumping in. Gonna go back in, but gonna get hit by John the G and just get shut down instantly there. Very nicely played by Marion. catching Resiliency out of position, and will take her down and allow Hide on Bush Light to get some more autos onto this turret top lane.
And it looks like that's going to free up the next Rift Herald as well, especially without any pressure from top lane. The other members are just able to clean that up pretty nicely, and John the G's damage, while he has been hit or miss with these snowballs, has just been incredibly strong nonetheless.
Chino missed an arrow there in bot lane as we come back to mid lane here with Noda on the mid lane turret. John the G occupied taking that Rift Herald, so they may be able to take this one down, and they will. And that is actually the first turret of the game going over to Noda there, taking advantage of Juggler and mid laner on the Rift Herald, but we'll probably lose a subsequent turret to that Rift Herald, but we'll get the bonus gold for taking the first one down.
Definitely, indeed. We have some rotations happening right now towards the bot lane right here. Missed hook. No one's going to end up getting any trouble for that. But overall, this is just an powerful, strong game coming out here from now. They've really started turning around, and I could definitely see this just continuously going right now.
Mercenary, what do you think these teams are looking for here in the next couple minutes? Don't have Dragon for 2 minutes. No Baron for 3.5, as there's a little bit of a skirmish here in bot lane. Wow, that's a ton of damage onto Cappuccino early. Hook connects onto Earthrider, who's flayed back. John the G flashing in here, gets to consume. Doesn't get enough damage on his ultimate, and Earthrider will live through the Ignite thanks to that Lulu shield. But almost took him down there with that flash ultimate from John the G.
Yeah, definitely a strong attempt from John the G there, and that's definitely when you look for. You want to look for those team fights to try to turn this around. Because again, that snowball pressure is starting to go in the way of either team right now. They want the upper hand. They want the team fight that will end all team fights. But again, they just keep trading. They're both pretty evenly matched here. And so either you want a huge pick off from Baron or something like that, or you want an extremely powerful team fight. And it looks like there's definitely a lot of pressure on the spot lane. So that's probably what they could be looking for down here, especially with Drake coming up in about under a minute here.
And definitely trying to keep that pressure. You can see 3 people hiding out in the bush here. Sweeper going to make sure they are not spotted there, hoping for an overstep here from Earthrider. And he might just oblige them. Here's the arrow. He is dead to rights here as Cappuccino will take him down. That is vindictive. 4-1-4 on this Ashe. They will drop the Rift Herald. They will take this turret and probably get a charge onto the secondary turret.
Yeah, with enough time right now, they definitely have that pressure over on top of Drake. Here comes J4 down towards the bot lane to try to keep it up. Members are trying to hold back that absolute pressure that they have right now. You might see something happen here. Nothing just yet, but the pressure is going on. They have that tower range, and now they have to stop a rampaging Rift as Drake is going to be up in just under a couple seconds here.
6 seconds here, and both top laners occupied here, so we'll actually have a 4v4 potentially for Marion as Resiliency trying to go in here for the solo kill. Not sure if she'll be able to run him down, but we'll have to flash. See if Resiliency's going to keep it. He's got a flash go in here. Mordekaiser going to ult, try and turn it around, but he's losing health quickly. Resiliency takes him down. Solo kill for Resiliency. We'll see if she can make it down here for this Dragon, but it looks like Noda going to be able to zone them off. Here's an ultimate engage from the Jarvan. Cappuccino flashing out. Super low health here as Varus kiting out. Well done with the ultimate there. Does take down Submissive as they kite out that Kha'Zix very effectively. A nice team fight from Noda. Excellent engage from Jadkins and great peel from Earthrider, D-Shox, and Thousand Petals. They get a kill. They're going to get the Dragon.
A well-played team fight once again coming out from Noda. They have that strength and they're very well coordinated. Able to trade back a Dragon from the side of Marion right now. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, solid pressure on top. John the G's can take him down as Karmazu will come out and do some solid damage. So Resiliency, as we noticed earlier, has a lot of mastery on top of this Quinn, and so I wasn't too surprised to see her dance around that Mordekaiser in the top lane. Definitely a strong player there in the end, but we have Baron coming up in just under a minute right now, and that is going to be the next objective. We're going to see who can rotate towards it first, as members from Noda are going to be backing up, and Jadkins is going to be looking to take down that bot tower.
Will succeed in taking down bot tower. One thing I want to call out here, Mercenaries, just I kind of mentioned this at the start of the game, but double Dark Harvest runes onto Submissive and John the G here, and in particular on John the G is a little bit of a weird choice, and you can kind of see in that, particularly in that last engage where Resiliency just burst him down really quickly. He's just not very tanky if he can't activate that Aftershock. I'm really having questions about this rune choice from John the G. Do you have any thoughts on the rune selection here? Is Resiliency going to go down here to a gank in the top lane?
As gets shut down from Bush there. It's an interesting pick. I know he definitely wanted to go for that full AP Nunu, definitely for that intensive amount of damage in the end, but without much in the way of team stats, Nunu is really just kind of cannon fodder in the end. He has the chomp to keep him alive, but if you can't land your skill shots, if you can't land that snowball or that ultimate on multiple people, then you're kind of screwed in the end here. But
here we have Marion on Baron after taking down Quinn. They do have Smite and the Consume on Nunu, so definitely great objective control for this team here, but looks like the Baron's doing a lot of damage and Noda forcing them off in that 4v5. Not thrilled with how much damage John the D taking from that Baron, and will be forced to back off here. Quinn also responding to knowing she could probably arrive before that objective is taken down, and teams will reset and look to come back out on the map.
Once again, I was saying before, Chandri, without any tank stats, he can do a lot of damage, sure, but he's a glass cannon at that point. He has one heal, but that with this team comp, with the Karma burst damage and the attack speed coming out from this Quinn and from Varus as well, he can't stay alive lest he has his teammates to be able to at least CC down the enemy so they can't bother him during his ulti.
Nancy applying some pressure here on the top side. Submissive trying to sneak around the corner here. But we'll just stop out the Grompo though. John the G channeling his W, trying to get in on Resiliency. Will not connect. Resiliency doing a nice job absorbing some pressure here on the top side as teams A, both bot lanes in mid here. Nothing else really going on the map.
Yeah, members are playing it pretty safe. The pressure is definitely on here. Ooh,
He's almost caught there trying to get some vision, but does manage to just EQ out.
Members are playing it safe overall, and it's definitely, the pressure's on. These teams could definitely go toe-to-toe with each other as the gold lead shifting back over to Marion.
On a hook here lands from the Destroyer, but not going to take it actually, as Jadkins per him there will succeed in keeping him from following that hook.
Bit of a
see a snowball here on top, gonna land, but Djox is there, and they look like they're just a diving turret. Djox taking aggro, but able to hold. John the G going back in, trying to get the heal. Gets the shield on his ultimate. Resiliency trying to burst him out. Will get taken down, but Submissive is there to clean up the kill onto the Quinn. Turret is now down, though, so Jadkins going in. Nice flash from Submissive. Gets out of the Jarvan ult there. Here's an ult from Lulu. Jadkins trying to go back in on Submissive. Submissive getting heals. Here's Cappuccino. Firing for you in the backline. They are losing health on Noda really quickly here. Earthrider's in a lot of trouble. Here comes High on Bush Light. Jarvan goes back in to try to deter a re-engage. Nice burst there from Djox. Submissive tries to take down 1,000 Pearls. Oh, great stuff here from Djox as he's firing out these Mantra Qs, deterring this chase from Marion. It's a 3v2 here. Decent health bars on both sides. High on Bush Light gonna go and get the ult off. Looks like he's got 1,000 Petals in the Death Realm. We'll try to take him down and get these bonus stats. Will succeed. Nice Zonia's here as Cappuccino's going in, and Cappuccino cleans them up with the Rangers focus. Double kill for Cappuccino and a delayed ace for Marion.
An absolute, that was a mess of a fight overall for both sides right there, but I think the turnaround definitely happened. Jadkins diving into the back.
Resiliency.
Oh no, the question mark ping's coming out from Marion there, like what you doing, but it was a well-placed fight, and Bush Light came in just at the moment of time. No one ended up focusing on Cappuccino. You have this wall of a champion coming in the end, but right now looks like that Baron's going to be almost uncontested. Thresh is up, holding him away, and it looks like they're just going to take the constellation prize of that Mountain Drake down in the pot lane.
They do want to try to take that Mountain Drake, so they will give up the Baron here to the Consume, but Submissive, recognizing the potential play, is already hovering around this dragon. Does have the smite, so will deter them from just starting it up. Very nicely done there from the Marion jungler, and they're going to recall and run straight there. They do have some nice items now. Ashe on 3 items, very, very strong here. 7, 1, and 6, so definitely a threat in this team fight as they are hovering around this Mountain Drake.
They're playing a safe, a bit of a taunt coming out from Submissive right now. He's racking up his dominance because he knows that they can't see him, so he just wants to dance around. Both teams are here as the Drakes get started up by Marion right now.
The leash on the Drake here from Marion. Coming around the left side here is Noda. Jadkins probably looking for engage, but gets hit immediately by the Ashe arrow. Gets ulted, but goes down really, really quickly. D-Shock's on the backside getting chased down by Submissive. They're trying to kite out his Noda. Resiliency is very low. Probably not going to get away here, though. Tries to turn around and kill Cappuccino. Will be taken down for a double kill. Cappuccino taking the lantern back in. Gets a triple. Might get a quadra here, but it's stolen away by Hide on Bushlight. Excellent fight there from Marion. Really quick on that snap engage. They take down the Jarvan almost immediately, and Cappuccino's allowed to clean up the fight with a triple kill.
Looking at it now, it looks like that Baron fight from earlier was exactly what Marion wanted in the end. They got the full sweep. Were able to take the Baron and successfully the Dragon afterwards. That strong pressure is going to put them solidly ahead in gold and in tower lead right now. And it's gonna take. It's looking pretty. Bleak for Noda here to be able to turn this matchup back around, especially just with the solid damage output and the number of items that either team has. I mean, just look at Ashe. She's 10-1 with 700 gold bounty on her head. Has 3 items, an absolute terror on the field, and solid amounts of damage. And looking at the Mordekaiser top, he's just looking beefier and beefier with doing solid damage to just name a few as well. Rocking a 3, 2, and 4 with a 350 gold lead. It's really going to take something special coming out here from Noda to be able to turn this match around.
Absolutely will, Mercenary. Now down 7,000 gold after those 2 fights. 2 very game-changing fights there around the Baron, or just around top lane and then into Baron, and now around this Dragon. And now with the Baron buff still up, with a ton of kills on their Ashe, a ton of itemization, and a huge gold lead, Marion will look to push this one down and try to close out this game.
Definitely, indeed. Pressure's being put around the map right now, as it looks like Bushlight's going to be holding off. That bot lane is going to be shoving the tower. Meanwhile, all the members from Noda are just kind of chilling in the mid lane right now. Gwen is going to be going down to the bot lane, try to deter that Mordekaiser, but it looks like other members are coming around. We might see another fight starting up here. Gwen's going to be getting nearby. Full members are lining up in the spot lane. We might see one last fight here.
Well, Ashe Arrow misses. Jadkin's going to try and go in, but he's going to get CC'd by the Death Realm here. He's going to go down, and the Nunu's too tanky. He absorbs all the damage, and everyone is free. And this is going to be a clean, maybe not clean, if Submissive dies here. Does get the shield from Dota's Sphere, but almost a clean ace. We'll see if John the G tries to go into the fountain here. Doesn't quite get it. It's actually going to be taken down by the laser and D-Shocks, but a 4-for-1 fight there for Marion, and this should be the game here. They should be able to close this one out pretty safely, even with D-Shocks around.
Yeah, John the G wanted that clean sweep, wasn't able to get it, but the death timer's up. Both towers going down. This first match is looking to be Marion's year for this best of 3 in the Division A match, and what a match it was.
Well, hold on here. Really hitting the next, trying to pad the stats with their kills, but this player's going to go down. Cappuccino trying to kite out Jadkins here, going to kill him. Also 1,000 pearls, but she's going to get knocked on by Resiliency, but still can't take her down. Cappuccino is just killing everyone. That's a quadra kill for Cappuccino. A completely unnecessary quadra kill. Is all he needed to do was hit the Nexus. But they wanted to pad the KDA, and it worked out perfectly. Cappuccino almost out of mana here, but trying to take down D-Shocks will not quite be able to do it. And we'll finally turn to the Nexus. A little bit of BM there from Marion at the end of this first game.
A little bit of a BM at the end there, but it was a solid play from both teams overall. But Cappuccino just absolutely tearing through the team, especially with just no one ending up focusing them there in the back line. They were able to just completely destroy that team fight and do well at the end. As we are now going to be looking at the damage charts as you guys are seeing them now. We're looking at that solid damage number coming out here from the Ashe at 33k, with just the Karma just hardly even coming up in second here with the 24k, as Varus could be running out with 17k as well. Just that absolute dominance from that bot lane just ended up being able to sweep the rest of the match, especially that fight for Baron. It was just a quick takeover for Cappuccino here, and in the end, it worked out. It perfectly worked out.
Absolutely, Mercenary. We did see a very good game there in Game 1. We will see what Noda's going to do to try to turn it around in Game 2 after we come back from this short break.
And welcome back, GG Leagues fans, to this wonderful best of 3 in Illinois Division A right now. First match, we saw the quick turnaround here happening over for the side of Marion as they were able to completely tear through the competition at the end there, especially with a 16-1 Ash. Definitely impressive as well. But we're back again for game 2, and I'm definitely excited to see what these guys have in store for us and to see if we can get to a game of 3 and hear those silver scrapes. My name is Mercenary. Today, joining me, as always, is going to be DJ. How you doing, bud?
Doing well, and excited to see what Noda can do after that first game. Was pretty even for the first 15 to 20 minutes there, but a big fight in the top lane ended with a delayed ace for Marion and got their Ash. Even really, she was ahead, but really got her too far ahead, and then fight around the fourth Drake. Just absolutely cleaned up by Marion, and that broke the game wide open. So excited to see what Noda can do here. They had a pretty good early game, and we'll look to see if they can turn that early game into a late game success this time around.
Definitely exciting in the end, but as we're going through bans, same bans for Marion as last time with that Olaf and Lux. Don't want to see it. Along with that, Zach for Noda is going to be popping up once again. No interesting bans from last match. We might see an Ash ban though. But no, we're going to see the Aphelios instead. Okay, same bans as last time as so far. Looks like they really don't want to see these players on the field.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing where maybe you ban the Ash, but if you don't ban the Ash and you leave the Aphelios open, are you playing Aphelios?
Definitely for sure. Once again, a Ziggs ban coming out as well. And there's the Ash ban. They really don't want that Ash again. So they're going to clear that one out. But first pick's good over for Marion, and they're going to be going for that Nunu again, and most likely in the mid lane as last time. While it was a bit hit or miss at the start there, John the G really started to pick it up later in the game, and it was definitely a good pick to have overall.
I do think it was a good pick, really helped them get priority around a lot of positions on the map. We'll be interested to see if he continues with that Dark Harvest rune. I think he ended the game with 5 stacks of Dark Harvest on it, which really is not very much. So we'll be interested to see if he opts for something. I would hope he would opt for something that I think would be a little more effective, probably like an Aftershock or something a little tankier, but still was a pretty effective pick for the team overall, and I imagine it will be again as we see the Varus come back.
Varus was a good pick as last time. I was able to hold pretty evenly in the bot lane there overall, and despite all of the ganks happening left and right. So I'm not too surprised that they're going to be holding that as well. We might see the Lulu come back as well. We might see a tank going along with that Varus to just keep him going. But without an Orianna ban, it looks like it's going to be Orianna picked for the mid lane for 1,000 Petals here. Definitely an interesting, or sorry, for DJox here. Definitely an interesting pick overall. Wasn't really expecting that one to come out, but definitely a good team fight. Mage, and especially for late game, does a ton of damage. But it looks like we're going to see Cappuccino on a Callista here, something we really haven't seen too often here in GG Leagues.
That Callista is a hard champion to play, and so it's when you can have it in your repertoire as an AD carry, definitely something to be prized. I've tried to play this champion a couple times to absolutely no avail, and they will round out the Nautilus with her. Very, very potent combo there. Not quite the Taric Callista that can save each other, but Nautilus, great engaged champion, can be easily thrown in by the Callista ult and provide all the peel that she needs to hop around a team fight. So very strong bot lane locked in here for Marion after their impressive performance, particularly on Cappuccino in that first game.
It looks like the Brahm's going to be rounding out for the bot lane there. Tank via tank, definitely going to help, especially in that bot lane against the Callista Qs. And damage overall, Varus should stay pretty well protected. But bans are coming back out, and there's the Wukong once again. Don't want to see that one top lane, but the J4 is the fresh one coming out from Marion. They didn't really enjoy those plays that he kept getting over and over on top of some of their members, so they're going to clean that one out and see what they have up their sleeves for the jungler now. About 10 seconds left, though.
I do think Jadkins piloted that Jarvan pretty well last game. Actually had some nice engages and just kind of ran out of time where he just wasn't tanky enough to sustain himself anymore when he went in. But, Noda looking to flip some things around, and they trade that early Orianna pick, which was banned in round 2 in the last game, basically for that Jarvan, which now gets banned in the place of that Ori. So hopefully, DJox will be able to pilot that one effectively this game and make it worth that trade of the Jarvan.
Definitely. It looks like the Lee Sin's going to be rounding out the bans here for Marion. definitely interesting down there, trying to clean out as many junglers as possible, as Jadkin's definitely had a lot of success rate, especially in his jungle choices here. Flash of some characters right now, some popular junglers. We're going to see what happens around the corner. They're just kind of spamming whatever. We don't really know what's going to happen next, but it looks like we're going to see the Trundle in the end, adding to another Freljord character here over the side of Noda. Trundle did get some nerfs a couple patches ago. And actually this patch as well, not seeing as strong and pro play anymore, but he's still definitely just a weapon to behold.
And who would have thought all those jungle hovers? I had no idea they were going to go with a strong AD AP mid jungle duo. What crazy. As we do see the Gnar locked in here on the side of Marion. Sorry, that Trundle pick is a good pick though. So do like that pick into that mid jungle duo in comp.
There's a Bard hover. That's a crazy one. And
Jungle hasn't been played before, but yeah, not too often. But instead, we will see the Nocturne locked in here. So power farming, looking for that heavy engage with, do have Nunu to help roam, have Gnar and Nautilus for the engage, but quite an early game composition on the side of Marion here. Oh, and the Zilean comes in on the side of Noda for their last pick, and I actually really like this Zilean pick into this composition that Marion has drafted. I think this pick from Noda is a really nice last pick and a really good use of their red side counter pick. As you look at this Marion composition, you think they want to kill a lot of things. They want to engage really hard onto one person, particularly this Nocturne. And, well, kind of hard to do that if Zilean just pops his ultimate on them.
Definitely indeed right now. It's going to be a very interesting matchup nonetheless. Zilean's definitely going to help against that Gnar, even though Gnar's early form has a lot of range. Zilean will be able to dash in and out of those. But from seeing from first match right now and just my own predictions, we have about 15 seconds left before we go to spectators break. This is a pretty even matchup. They have counters for each one of each other, and I don't really think anyone has the upper hand. So let's see if after this short break here, if game 2 can be taken by Noda and we can see those silver scrapes, or if Marion's going to make this a quick wrap here. And we're going to see you guys after this short break. Oh, Cappuccino has no mastery on Callista. Welcome back. Did you get the spider? No. How big is the spider? I haven't loaded energy yet, my friend. So give me like 30 seconds. How big is that spider?
Just your head.
Also, I mean, you could research spiders, but I don't think anyone wants to research spiders.
Right.
I'm in. Give me a second. So, when are we clicking play? Is it when the second you say click play now? Okay. All right.
We click on.
And welcome back, GGLeagues fans. Sorry about that little technical difficulty there, but we're finally back into this match. Over on the red side, we have Noda University. And over on the blue side, we have Marion Varsity Esports Blue Team. My name is Mercedes, and joining me again is DJ. How you doing, bud?
Well, excited to see this second game. I really like the drafts from both of these teams, actually. Very focused drafts. You can see on the side of Marion, definitely focused on their early game and heavy engage here with the Nocturne, John the G on this. Holy cow, he is moving quickly. On this Nunu, with the Destroyer on the Nautilus. Everyone wants to go in. Everyone wants to try to kill someone and set up Cappuccino for kills. And on the other side, you got a ton of disengage. You've got Braum to block stuff. You've got Trundle to get in the way of things. You've got the Orianna ult. You've got Zillion ult. So definitely two team comps very focused on what they want to do or stopping what the opponent wants to do. And I like both comps. I'm very excited to see how these play out.
I am as well here, but it looks like there's some rotations from the Zillion. Warning pings are coming out right now. Has some Missive and hide on Bushlight, actually hiding in those bushes around the red buff. Meanwhile, looks like Trundle's going to be starting down here at the blue. Zillion taking the safe route, going all the way around. He doesn't want anything to deal with them. And with a little hop over the blast plant there, looks like we are going to start this match. Cleaning up on both sides, and I don't think this Trundle's going to have a fun time without a red buff there. He's not going to have a full clear when this top scuttle comes up.
Yeah, we will see if he goes back down in that direction. I think they might have an idea that they started there. So yeah, it looks like Trundle going to split the map here and just move down to the enemy red. Smart pathing there. Will get spotted by John the G, but should not deter him from taking away this buff.
They're going to just play it safe in the end. Members are going back and forth. Trundle's going to be starting down there at that red buff. You know, so he's taken, and it looks like the early engage from John the G right now on top of 1,000 Petals. He's out of position. Nocturne coming around. From Nocturne. Solid damage landing. Roots landing as well. Ignite's going to burn him down, and John the G is going to get the first kill on top of the Orianna. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, a Q lands from Nautilus, getting this down on top of D-Jox right now. And it's going to burn him down. It's almost popping as well. Double flash. Cappuccino's going to take down D-Jox. And it's going to be looking down on their fighter, Evan. The pole will not do enough damage, but here comes Nunu to split up the map right now. And unfortunately, Jadkins is just out of position. The flash is just going to barely save his life.
Oh, and wow, he will get out.
Yeah, great trade kills there from the team. But Marion starting this game off an early 2-1.
That's a lot of chaos there, Mercenary. That is a lot of chaos for the early game. We've got a cheesy level 2 gank from Nocturne here, coming in behind 1,000 Petals, although you do have to question a little bit. They knew that Nocturne started on their red buff, so 1,000 Petals being that extended in the lane was asking for that cheese potential to come their way, but then followed up by some fighting in the bot lane results in a kill on Cappuccino, kill going over to Earth Rider, and both junglers and the Nunu down in bot lane at 2.5 minutes. So a lot of chaos here in the early game, Mercenary.
Yeah, Cappuccino is all alone down here right now. He's going to take some solid damage coming out here from our Rider. Just get it back up. And Jadkins almost catching Bush Light, but he's just going to pop over the wall real quick. Everyone's going to stay safe. But yeah, I think Noda really know what they're getting into right now, and they definitely want to try to play some aggression here. Kind of look for something, especially on top of Cappuccino. They knew what happened last time, and they don't want to happen again. Solid DJ's diving in right now. He has a lot of spears sticking in his back, and the pole is definitely looking dangerous. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, solid damage coming on this round. 1,000 Petals is on the run right now. He's going to get caught in the end. John the G is looking low, and he's going to get taken down as well. Meanwhile, Jadkins is the low one in this jungle v jungle fight right now. Submissive is hunting him down. Jadkins gets under the tower and stays alive. A 1-for-1 trade kill in the mid lane, but it looks like John the G is going to be feeling a little bit good. He's 1-1-1 compared to the 0-2-1 over 4,000 Petals.
Just a little bit of mid-jungle play there. Both sides come out with a kill. Lane state stays fairly even, although Submissive does end up chasing back to base. So maybe slightly in the favor there of Marion, but pretty good play overall from the both of them and shouldn't impact them too much either side. Both of them did lose their flash and second summoner as well, so pretty even there in the lane.
Meanwhile, this top lane is going exactly how you were saying earlier on. That's just the Qs are landing right on top of this Gnar. He's not having a good time up there. Oh my god, even the snipe Q is coming out as well from Zilean. Hide on Bushlight is not having a fun top lane matchup as we speak.
Always never fun, those ranged versus, I guess in this case, semi-melee champions, but doing a nice job farming so far as got a hook landing here in bot lane.
Zilean actually going on top lane right now. He's gonna get taken down by Bushlight and by John the G. That snowball just absolutely decimating him. That top lane. Unfortunately, he had no way of escaping just the just complete mass of the snowball at that moment of time. Meanwhile, 1,000 Petals is looking pretty rough as both the jungler and John the G are back in the lane. Meanwhile, here comes Zilean T-Boy in from the top lane. Qs are landing on top of Cappuccino's. Earthrider is going to take him down, and a clean sweep there as well. Just wow, a clean sweep happening there. Still 4-3 kill wise, and the advantage is still going over to Marion right now. But Earthrider is definitely feeling pretty good about his bot lane chances right now.
Very nicely played there by Resilience. He gets, ganked in top lane, ganked by the mid laner. Of course, as we mentioned, this is what this AP Nunu mid does. Clears waves, takes his W into other lanes, and he's able to take Resiliency down, but Resiliency makes the most of it, uses that teleport to get in behind Cappuccino and to destroy her, and takes down Cappuccino for the second time this game, and helps his bot lane, now 2-0 on this Varus with a 10 CS lead, helps them get a pretty healthy lead. And he should be just fine farming up back in that top lane with the range on his Qs. So pretty nicely done there to make up for that first gank there.
Oh yeah, members are... Noda's definitely feeling a little bit better, especially in that bot lane matchup. But again, that 900 gold lead is still going over to the center Marion. Running a little around, I don't know, still gonna say around 900 here. But with that first Drake up, it's not going to be any amount of gold just yet. It's going to be Cloud Drake first up here with Rift spawning in under a minute right now. Priorities are kind of split, but it looks like there's some vision already on top of that Drake coming out here from Marion. They have it on lockdown, especially with that mobility.
Keep an eye on Submissive on this Nocturne here. Has ticked over to level 6 now. No level 6 on the enemy jungler. Jadkin's still sitting at 5 here, so prime opportunity for Nocturne to try to find something.
Engage here in top lane. The snowball just barely missing there in the end. Bit scary there. Sorry to cut you off. Thought another insane matchup for John the G was going to happen here in this top lane. But actually, might not even need it. The ulti's going to get popped on Resiliency, but it's not going to get burned down as the threat of it still stands. He's going to get away, but that's a pretty long cooldown early on there. They don't really need.
And not thrilled to see that one go away, especially with the dragon up. With that ult down, teleport down, they know they can move in here. You see the bot lane pushes, shoves in, and we'll move down to this Drake. 1,000 Petals tries to make a nice answer there, knowing that they are on this Drake, but Gnar just able to hop away, and it looks like they will take this mostly for free.
Yeah, solid early Cloud Drake there. And the next one is going to be the Mountain Drake, so it means for the soul, we're going to get one of the two more interesting ones. The absolute heal engage coming up from the Ocean Drake, or the absolute damage coming up here from the Infernal. Meanwhile, solid engage and a hook landing on top for Destroyer is going to get poking down D-Docs there, but Earthrider just absolutely chewing out Destroyer in the end there, and he's going to get another kill on top of his head. He is 3-0, and Nocturne, sorry, Trundle's looking for some extra damage right now. The TP from TP is going to be landing as well. Meanwhile, Nocturne's going to be jumping right on top of this Trundle here. Trundle caught under towers, going to give Cappuccino an extra kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, 1,000 Petals not able to flash out of it, and John the G is able to get another kill for that mid lane matchup. A very strong outcome in here for Marion, especially in the last fight for a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it starts great for Noda there. Earthrider, as you mentioned, was 2-0-0, had a lethality item already, and they were just able to destroy the Destroyer there after his engage, really not respecting the lead that was in that bot lane, but it ends up backfiring them when they overcommit a little bit to the Cappuccino without his support, thinking they could take him down without that ultimate being useful, but forgetting, hold on, as we have an engage here in top lane.
Overcommitting, Resiliency is going to get caught out here, able to pop the ulti as Jackins is coming on. The TP from Oriana is going to spell some extra trouble. That pillar is going to force a flash out from John the G, and with a possible engage comes nothing, as all members are able to back up and play it safe. As Oriana actually looking a little open here from Submissive right now, who's going to pop out, and Oriana's just going to back up in the end.
Pretty nicely played there, actually, from Noda to respond to that nice engage from John the G. Teleport comes out, Zillion ult is well timed, and they force his flash as well, so do come out the better in that trade. But yeah, as we were mentioning earlier, came out a little worse. Says, hold on, here's another engage in the top lane.
Yeah, engage in the top lane. Quick shutdown's happening there. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, hooks are landing on top. Earthrider is getting caught out as Cappuccino's just barely get a chew him through, and Destroyer is going to land on top of the Braum. Braum popping Zanya is able to dash away from the Q damage. No pull in sight. There's going to be an extra 2 kills over from Marion here, but yeah, with no ulti in the top lane, Resiliency just gets kind of chewed out by Bush Light in the end.
Absolutely. When that ult is down, he needs to be a little more respectful. He's trying to get vision, but he's doing it alone on a squishy champion, and yeah, I mean, Hide on Bush Light just sees it, jumps on him, and takes him down pretty easily. And in the meantime, losing a duel there on bot lane, right? I think either right before, not sure if he had Umbral Glaive or not, but pretty disappointing there to see them lose that duel. I know Callista is super strong in the early game and did pick up a couple kills again in that sort of botched over engage for getting that Nocturne had as low as Nocturne going to ult here in the mid lane.
Yeah, meanwhile, speaking of engage, Submissive diving in on top of that Oriana right under tower. Nearly dies from it, was able to get out just in time. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, those solid tower stacks are going the way of Marion's bot lane as the 3-1 gold lead. Actually, that gold lead is going to go straight over to Callista. But as we're talking right now, the engage from John the G is landing right on top of 1,000 Petals. He's not able to get out of the root, and he's going to get shut down from the ulti from John the G. 1,000 Petals is not having a good game, man.
That whole Nunu combo is so stupid. It's hilarious. I mean, he just runs into lane from like 1,000 units away. You can't see him. By the time he's there, you just know you're dead. You're 1,000 Petals. You're sitting there in lane. You see the snowball, and you know it's already too late. And he just goes down.
Yeah, it's a real. It's funny, but it's a real shame for 1,000 Petals there not having a good time in the mid lane. But hopefully that all turns around with like any great team fights happening here, especially with that ulti on their head. Meanwhile, right now, pressure is just kind of going the way of the wind right now. And actually going a bit on the way for Marion right now. Both minion leads are heading up all in Marion's favor across the board. And with this Drake coming up right now. Ooh, bit of an engage there coming out from Bush Light. But Zillion once again picking a fight against the solid damage again. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, the Reptile's gonna get spawned. We're gonna have a fight for this tower and for most likely the Drake. Jenkins is gonna get absolutely torn apart by Nocturne in the end. It's not all being right into the backline, going right past Braum, who drops the ulti. But Varus is looking worse for wear. Submissive taking solid damage, but Nocturne's able to chew him out. Djox gets shut down as well for a nice 3-2-0 coming out from Marion for this bot lane. And it looks like Rift Herald's even going to get to charge again. What a time to be alive for a Marion fan.
Oh boy, Mercenary. They They made the critical mistake. They tried to engage there. They tried to defend their turret with the Rift Herald going down, and they just really don't have any business trying to defend that turret. Nocturnal is up. They're probably weaker there. The Nunu can always probably come faster than the Orianna. And Jadkins just gets burst out instantly. The turret goes down right after the Rift Herald charge, and then it's just cleanup duty from Submissive there. And even is able to survive this lethality Varus by putting up that spell shield at the perfect time for the E and the hail of arrows there. So excellently played there from Marion, punishing what was definitely an overstay and over-eager defense of that turret from Noda. And that's going to burst this game pretty wide open here. It's a 7K gold lead almost. And now this Kalista, who is set behind a little bit in the early game, is 4-2-1 with her first item, has 121 CS, and it's going to get harder and harder now to keep these champions down, which Noda really needs to do to keep some of these objectives and stop them from snowballing this early game completely out of control.
Speaking of snowballs, there was a quick dive on top of John the G there in the mid lane, but he was able just to run out with Snowball and come back around with an even bigger one. Now Kalista is currently in the mid lane as the bot lane tower is gone. We don't really need it right now. 1,000 Petals looking worse for wear. Snowball's gonna go into the tower in the end. It's a 3v1 in the mid lane. This tower is not looking that great as members of Noda are gonna be coming around. We might see a fight start here for this tower. Respectively, there's no other objectives right now, so why the hell not start a fight for tower? And as that top lane Bushlight's able to push alone, as Zillion's gonna have to back off from his damage. Tunnel's gonna be running in to scare off the members of Marion, but nothing's gonna come of it. Actually, we have John the G coming up from the side, landing a solid snowball on top of Jadkins, who's just gonna get solid damage top. The ulti from Orianna is gonna try to keep him away, but Tunnel's gonna get shut down. Nocturne is around the corner with the ult. He's gonna pop it on top of D-Dox right now. He's gonna get the ult. He's gonna stay alive. Meanwhile, Varus is going to shut down that Nocturne who just kept diving in too closely, giving an extra kill to try to round out this farm difference.
Pretty nice ulti actually there from D-Jox on that secondary engage. Sees the Nocturne coming in, ends up taking the aggro, but has some tanky stats, puts that ultimate up, and while it is spell shielded, it slows the Nocturne, which pretty much guarantees the Varus Q, which does take him down. So pretty well dealt with on the second engage, despite losing Jadkins so quickly there by Noda.
Yeah, meanwhile on the top lane, Bushlight's just been able to completely shove in that tower. It's almost taken it down here entirely, as Zone C had to go down into the mid lane and try to help against that team fight. So with about 2 minutes, under 2:30 here for this Inferno, looks like Cappuccino's gonna stay in the mid lane looking for Jadkins. Not doing enough. The Ignite might take him down, and it will, just barely taking down Jadkins for Cappuccino, getting another kill and bringing up that bounty overhead.
Cappuccino is mean-spirited. Hold on.
Q landing in, nothing coming of it, but with Varus popping around, keeping the fight even as well. No pressure for tower, as you were saying, my friend.
He's mean-spirited, man. He is a bad, bad man. Jumping over the wall on that AD carry in the face of the Orianna, just flashes in, says you are going down no matter what, and does take his target down.
Yeah, but it looks like the pressure is now going to be on top here. Destroy has around the corner. It is a support v support with the ADCs coming around. The ulti from Kalista's going to keep that one alive. And meanwhile, on the top, Bushlight just tearing through Zillion C, who pops the ulti and is able to get to use it in the end. But Trundle is up in here by making sure they actually end up losing pressure here on top of that Rift Herald. And that's going to go straight over to Marion. So you might be looking for an engage here. But looks like they're not going to go for the engage. They're just going to round it out here with possibly a nice tower, as 1,000 Petals, Rom, and Jadkins are going to be looking for that, are going to be defending that tower here in the end.
Pretty well played there by Hydon. Bushlight puts some pressure in top lane again, forces that ult out, and that allows them to take Rift Herald for free. A little surprised he threw out that last boomerang, which should actually proc the ult and gave him some health back, but going to jump in here, just misses the Q. And it looks like Nocturnal used for nothing, but will get pressure on this top lane tier 2 turret.
Actually, that's exactly what it was used for, trying to get that extra pressure on Zillion, trying to scare him off and away from that tower. They will get a single charge off, but unfortunately they aren't that scared of the Nocturnal ulti, and that tower's going to stay alive, just if not just a little bit hurt. Looking about under 30 seconds right now for that Infernal Dragon bot lane. We're probably going to see a rotation from this top lane, especially from Jadkins, as they kind of want some extra pressure. Members of Noda are backing up, and members of Marion have already backed up, and they're going to get to that Drake first. All rounded out right now. People are trying to play it safe. I just watched that chicken clear from Cappuccino. Oh my god, absolute terror. But meanwhile, Marion's going to be holding that extra pressure down on that Drake right now. They have the entire pit to themselves. Here comes John the G with a snowball rolling in. Going to hit the blue buff and just get it back out in the end. He's a bit in enemy territory right now as the other members are looking around. But without any pressure on top of them, looks like Marion's able to get their third uncontested Drake here for the match. One step away from that terrifying Infernal Soul. But meanwhile, in the top lane, Zillion trying to do some damage on top of Bush Light. Not going to find anything though. He has the ulti, so he could steal out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, saw an engage happening as well. Destroyer looking for that. Not finding anything. The ulti from Brahma's going to land on top, and here comes Submissive with the ulti as well. Nocturne ulti is going to get out against the back towards Earth Rider here. It's slowly getting chewed out as Earth Rider is able to take down Submissive, but Cappuccino is able to take down another member as it's currently a 2-for-1, and Earth Rider is just going to get chewed. Brahma's going to get chewed out there in the end right now. It's currently 3-for-2 as Zillion's able to turn around in the top lane there, completely clearing it out. But it looks like this is going to be the end of that mid lane tower. But the three other members from Noda are coming around here right now. The hook's going to land on Zillion through the wall, and unfortunately he's going to fall to it as well. Same with that tower. 1,000 Petals is the only one left. Cappuccino's absolutely running towards them. The throw of Nautilus is going to land the Q.
Boy.
Cappuccino's legendary popping off on top of 1,000 Petals at the cost of his support. But now he's on the run. The Q is going to miss from Braum, and meanwhile the pillar is going to land on top for 1,000 Petals. Here comes a snowball from John the G. Might be the saving grace. The Sun is able to land on top as well. Cappuccino is able to take down Trundle. Absolutely shooting back right now. D-Drops getting shut down.
I think he's absolutely killing him.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That was a long fight. That was a really long fight with at least 2 triple kills in it.
That's just
the hell.
It's too long of a fight, and when you let this man Cappuccino on a champion like Kalista, who benefits from longer fights with all that lifesteal in her kit, with all those spears being thrown out, with all that confidence, he's just going to kill everybody, and he absolutely does. I think in the course of that, did he take down 4 or 5 people over the entire course of that fight? Definitely killed the Orianna and then had a triple kill on top of it. This man is absolutely insane. This is a free Baron with those Ren stacks. No way they can take this from Ren consume. Not even worth contesting for. And I think this game is too far out of Noda's hands, Mercenary. This is a snowball comp on the side of Marion. They needed to get ahead in the early game. They needed to stack Drakes. They needed to get on top of Baron. They needed to get Cappuccino strong. They have checked all those boxes. They have 1 Drake left for Soul. I just don't really see a way back here from Noda. This snowball has gotten way too big, just like a Nunu snowball.
Honestly, I'm kind of with you on that, but what happened to that Noda we saw from first game? They were able to hold even, especially in the early match, only just losing it to 1 team fight later on. But they were able to hold even right now, and this match has been in Marion's hands for this almost entire match currently. We're just trying to clean it up right now. Currently, Bushlight is pressuring down on this bot lane against 2 members, 1,000 Petals and that Zillion right now. They aren't even able to get down the tank, but here comes John the G wrapping around with a snowball, landing it right on top of Zillion as he was able to pop his ulti in the end to get that resurrect. John the G taking solid damage. Cappuccino's under the tower. The ulti's gonna catch Cappuccino, but that's not what you want. You're bringing him back in, taking down 1,000 Petals. Here comes Bushlight, knocking them into the wall. It's another couple kills. This might be the ace to end it all. Jadkins getting shut down as well by the Trundle. Nunu Diddy popping it down the Varus. It's only Zillion left as he's running through. The long Q is gonna land on top of Zillion, and that's gonna be the ace, and that just might be the game here for Marion.
That is absolutely the game there, Mercenary. Super clean game here from Marion. They pick a bunch of early game, high engaged champions. They tell Cappuccino, please carry us. Let's take all the dragons. They take all the dragons. They don't even get the 4th one. They don't even need the soul. They take all the kills. They take the Baron, and on their first, they take down the entire enemy team, and they should take down the Nexus here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Cappuccino looking to pad their scores, doing some solid damage. Tunnel's gonna get shut down as well. Legendary's happening. Varus gets the Nautilus down as Actually, as Dar's diving in, it's currently an even fight. They might be throwing this right now. Submissive's getting caught out of line at 5,000 petals right now. He's going to get shut down. It's only Cappuccino left as they're focusing down. The ulti's landing as well. Cappuccino doesn't have enough life steal. And oh my god, they just threw that win.
Wow, they actually finally killed Cappuccino. They needed all the CC they had to do it. Orianna picks up a quadra kill there. I don't know if it's quite a throw of the game there, Mercenary. They are still sitting with a 13k gold lead here. All of the Nexus turrets are gone. 2 inhibitors down. It is still a long way back from Noda, but they do get some solace and a second chance at this game with that Orianna picking up a quad.
Oh hey man, they threw the 23-minute ending. Now they're just gonna have to aim for 25, or
yeah,
possibly that goal.
It's just an increase to their average game time, you know, and their coach can be mad about that with them later.
Yeah, to work down the end, John McGee looking for another snowball as this Drake's coming up. It's currently the focus. Maybe they did want to end it with that stall. Maybe they heard your comment and like, no man, we're gonna 100% complete this. We still got top lane to go to.
That is very true. Caster Curse is real, as we all know.
Caster Curse is real. Meanwhile, it looks like Marion has the pressure on top right now. Nocturne's just going to get chewed up by Earthrider as the ulti's laying on top as well. Destroyer is getting caught out as well as John the G's will launch a solid ulti. Earthrider staying alive though. The ulti, the triple from Orianna is going to knock them all back. Here comes Destroyer getting tossed into the mix. Cappuccino is able to take down 1,000 petals right now. It's currently a 1-for-2 right now as Zillion's on the run from Cappuccino, who's going on top of this blue buff. Going to be able to take it in the end. Pressure's going on. They realize, you guys don't want us to have the Drake. Fine, we'll end this game a bit early here. 25 minutes, as I said before, as they're diving right now. So Lancy is trying to hold them off. Earthrider and D-Jox are back up and ready to fight. Cappuccino looking for the damage on top of D-Jox. Currently finding John the G's launching the snowball in. Going to be able to knock up D-Jox.
They're not looking for the next Mercenary. They're not looking to win.
They're looking to pad their KDA. Yeah, Cappuccino will get another kill, and it looks like John the G's gonna end this match for us as a 2-4-0 going over to Marion for this Division A matchup. What a game, man. What a game. What a game, too.
As mentioned, just super clean there from Marion, playing to their win conditions perfectly. As we said a couple times, they needed to get ahead in the early game. They needed to have a gold lead. They needed to get some kills onto this Callista and really be a presence around the early Drakes. And they checked all those boxes, did everything perfectly. Cappuccino absolutely popped off despite being taken down twice in laning phase, finishing here at 18-3-6. Almost unkillable near the end of the game there. And they took that lead that was earned in the early game and absolutely snowballed it to perfection and finished the game here pretty easily with a 2-0 win.
As we're looking at those damage right now, we're seeing that absolute just terror of the Callista coming through at 32k, way above even their own team members right now, as all the numbers are pretty even all around in the end. That was just an absolute terror coming out from Marion right there. But it was a fun match to watch. The first one is Noda. You didn't really know who was gonna win. But the second match, Marion just give them Callista, have them tear through the matchup, and they were able to end it on a victory of 8-2-0 here. Well, with that matchup, that's going to be doing us for tonight for this Division A matchup. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching for this matchup. If you guys want to know what we have coming up for next week, take some votes and see who you want to see on stream and who you want us to scream at this time. Make sure you go to any of our social media at GGLeagues to see what we have going on and coming up here. And if you guys want to join in on the action, have us scream your name rather than at just some random team you don't know, make sure you go to ggleagues.com and make sure you sign up. Try to find a team in your area. And if you don't have one, talk to any of our admins here on GG Leagues, and we'll definitely try to set up a team in your area. Once again, GG to both teams in this wonderful match. My name is Mercenary. Joining me as always is going to be DJ. You guys have a wonderful night, and make sure you stay safe out there.